Welcome to the Nightly Rant. I'm Mike.
And I'm Torya.
This is the show where we talk about the awful things that have happened in our day, the awesome things that have happened in our day,
and all the things in between.
Thanks for listening, and we truly hope you enjoy. So, it was another interesting day today, wasn't it?
Was it? I don't know if it was interesting, amusing, or just downright frustrating.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much all I wanted to say, was that it was an interesting day. So,
It's kind of a long day.
Yeah.
We know it's nice at the end of the long day. Only being in the house with you. And not having to put up with crazy roommates.
Yeah. Oh my God. Crazy roommates. That's a topic. I'll let you start that one.
Can you imagine working all day like you did, coming home to hot sauce spread all over your kitchen?
Oh.
Today. Imagine if that happened today and not like a year and a half ago.
Someone would be murdered.
You miss living with that guy at all?
Not even a little bit. He was so psycho. Like, this guy's, how old was he? He was like...
A umpire?
7 or 8 years older than me.
Yeah, because he was like 60.
So he was like 60 years old.
1,000 years old.
And he acted like he was 12. And everything was a control issue with him. And like... he would bitch and moan at you about paying the bills immediately when he presents them to you. But yet he'd get the bill 35 days ago and not tell you about it.
The thing that always sticks out in my mind the most about that guy was that time I came to visit and he was trying to tell me about Canadian politics. He was trying to instruct a Canadian how Canadians feel about their great and noble leader.
Well, that's because he feels Canadians are too stupid for anything else.
Well, he's too stupid for anything else.
I see. You're right.
Derelict.
Yeah, you're right. That guy was lunatic, though. I mean, had to call the police twice.
That was just the worst.
And, like, we finally decided to move out of there in a way that he wouldn't know we were moving. And otherwise, I don't think the kids would have helped me. They would have refused. Mm-hmm. Had we done it the normal way.
I think so, too.
Because he scared them.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. You've had lots of crazy roommates, and then you lived in that trailer place with all those crazy weird people. And like the chick who tried to blame your kids for smearing their poo all over the toilet when it was really her kid.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell's wrong with people?
Yeah, it's weird, right?
I've only had one awful roommate.
Do tell.
His name was Josiah. And then I knew him from high school, but he didn't go to my high school. He went to Sparwood High School. And then shut up. He was looking for a place to stay when I was living with Alicia and Holly.
Okay.
No, just Alicia, pre-Holly. Because there's only 3 rooms in the house. I'm not going to tell you the story if you keep being a pest.
If you say so.
That's it, I'm done. No more storytelling for you.
I could tell you the rest of the story if you want.
You can't, though, because you don't know the rest of the story.
I could just make it up. I have a pretty good imagination, you know.
I don't even think your imagination could cover this guy.
So, finish then.
So he moved in.
Josiah.
Mm-hmm. And it was okay. It was weird living with a guy in our house, but it was okay. I mean, we even got to the point where we made him up a ridiculous nickname. It was all right. His nickname was Josephine Penelope.
Okay.
Yeah, we were weird.
If you say so.
And then, one night, I'm sitting there with all my friends, and we were not sober, and we'd had lots of pizza, so the living room was a disaster, and we'd been throwing candy at each other because we're weird, so it was a legitimate disaster. And he, like, walks in to a room full of girls and is like, hey, I'm just gonna sit down and join your party. Why? Go away. And then he went to bed finally, and then he was...
I'm going to tell you why. He lives there. He lives there.
Yeah, but
you gave him the right to come out to the living room, right?
Gone away.
But you gave him the right to come out to the living room, right? Mm-hmm. Then you didn't say he couldn't go there if there were people there, so he went there.
Yeah, but I just don't know why.
That was his right.
Why you'd subject yourself to a room full of, like, kind of drunk, unreasonable women who call you Josephine Penelope at the top of their lungs.
Did you just explain to yourself why he might subject himself to that?
Anyway, so then like 10 minutes later, we hear him like barfing all over his bedroom floor, carpeted bedroom floor, and he made no sound of cleaning it up. So, gross. And he didn't clean it up, I might add, until the next afternoon. And then...
I hope this was during winter and not summer. Oh.
Yeah, it must have been because I didn't live there during the summer.
Yeah, that would be nasty.
And then proceeded, like, another night, Alicia and I were sitting there studying all quietly, some, like, soft music playing, and he, like, comes into the living room with a case of beer and just sits down and starts, like, chugging them back. And then he, like, spilled one all over the floor, and I was in no mood. I distinctly remember standing up and being, could you clean up your fucking mess, you stupid pig? And, like, storming to my bedroom. And then Alicia storming in after me because we were studying! And then, then summer finally rolls around. And he just stopped paying us the rent. And I was like, well, then get out of my house. You can't live there anymore. So he moved out. And then in September, Holly was going to move in. Well, we go to clean up for Holly. And there's, like, from the night he barfed all over his floor... like gummy bears solidified to his carpet.
Oh.
And like the entire house was a disgusting mess. Alicia and I didn't live there for the summer. Only he was there. There was like cigarette burns all over the linoleum in the kitchen. It was awful. It was awful.
Wow.
Yep.
If I had made it up, it would have been worse than that. I'm just letting you know. But that is pretty awful.
It's awful.
But it's believable.
Every other roommate we had was decent, and I'm including the serial killer in that.
Well, I mean, like...
she was better than that
like,
guy.
the guy that we talked about, I should have known, like, the first week. Because he's, like, chopping up, like, vegetables and sprinkling cheese all over this burrito, which he ate every night, by the way. He blamed his... sexy figure on that burrito. I do too.
He outbellied a woman pregnant with quadruplets.
That's why I blamed it on that burrito too. Anyway. The guy looks at me and I said, hey, I just cleaned the counter off, man. At least you can do is clean it off. And he looks at me and he goes, I just did. And he sweeps the crumbs onto the floor.
Yep.
This was how he cleaned.
I remember you telling me that and going, well, this is going to go well, isn't it?
Like, wow. Or I would spend Sundays cleaning the kitchen, especially when the kids weren't there. Mm-hmm. And I'd get in there and do a good scrub of that floor with a mop, and sometimes I'd get down there with an old sponge and get things off the ground, And there was one time, I put the chairs up in front of the walkway while the floor was drying. Mm-hmm. He just pushed it out of the way and walked right into the kitchen.
I don't think it takes a very far imagination from yours to deduce why his wife divorced him.
No. Nor why the girlfriend bailed on him.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty awful.
Ugh.
There's a cat trying to dig to China.
And then he was, like, into all this online dating stuff. And he would, like, talk to you about what he said to these women.
Oh, yes. And then the one time that I heard him telling his friend the right way to do online dating, because, he scored all these women. And as far as I knew, he had like 2 dates.
Well, and do you remember we, like, decided to scope him out that one day when he was on the date with that woman? And they seemed age appropriate for one another. I mean, neither of them was significantly older than the other, significantly younger. They looked about the same age. Nothing alarming.
Yeah, I agree.
And then he comes home, and he's all like,
acting like she was a grandma. Exactly. He was.
Have you looked in the mirror? Are you aware of your age? Are you aware?
Yeah.
There's a cat.
You're right. That was
cuddling with my butt.
That was the issue with that guy.
Yep, and he's purring.
So you've only had one crazy roommate.
Well, there was the serial killer, but she's her own topic all by herself. I mean...
Well, but then there's my trailer park roommates who, basically...
They were so weird.
Well, but, once you piece it all together and you figure out that the 2 owners are lesbian lovers...
Right, it made more sense once you figured that out. But they won't admit it.
Then there were signs up all over the place. If you use a dish, wash the dish. Clean up after yourself. Your mom doesn't live here. Like handwritten notes all over the damn house. Then, like, I don't know. It was just weird. Like,
and the Wi-Fi, though.
And they want to charge you an arm and a leg for having the Wi-Fi. But the Wi-Fi doesn't even perform. And so then I offer to fix it for free. And they let me handle it. And then when I come up with the solution, they're not happy with the solution.
Right.
Even though it works, like 100 times better. They were really weird.
That was a very strange one. I guess the serial killer could be considered a crazy roommate. She moved in to do me a favor. Because I had, 6 months where it was only going to be 2 of us in the house. And that made it too expensive. So she moved in and was paying $600 a month for her room. To do us a favor. And then she went psycho. I thought she was really nice before that. She went psycho. She would get mad if somebody would go into the bathroom and stink up the bathroom a little and not close the lid of the toilet. She would get so mad that she would storm in, huffing and puffing and holding her nose and slam the toilet lid. What? And then it was a house full of students. Serious students, like the kind that take 8 a.m. classes. All 3 of us. And she would get into the bathroom at 6 o'clock, and she would be in there until 7:15. I was late for so many classes because she couldn't get the hell out of the bathroom.
Oh my god.
So it wasn't really that she was crazy, but her living habits were the worst. She is not suited to live with other people. Unless there are a bathroom each.
Interesting.
Yep. And then we had crazy downstairs people. Do those count as roommates?
Perhaps.
They were technically a separate apartment. Separate entrance and everything. Because it was a basement suite.
Well, then they're neighbors.
Oh.
We've talked about crazy neighbors already. That topic will come up again, I guarantee it.
But they lived in the same house and I could hear them talking through the floor.
It's no different than living in an apartment that has thin walls.
I guess. Okay, they were neighbors. We'll talk about them another night.
Exactly. Put them away. Step away from the edge of the building. Don't jump.
Seriously, though, you've had more crazy roommates than I have.
Clearly.
I got very lucky with nice people. Like Holly.
Yeah.
And Alicia.
course, nobody could. That was the worst radio ever because nobody could hear a goddamn thing you just said.
I take it back. There was a third one. But she was okay when I lived with her. There was nothing wrong with her then. She's just a stupid witch now.
Well, that's interesting.
She did bring home lots of gross men, though. That was kind of alarming. There was always somebody leaving my house early in the morning after a night of the bar.
Oh, boy.
I had to bum throw some of them out. They would just be... She brought home a couple of men, and, like, the respectful ones would leave in the morning. They would just put on their boots, they would curtly nod to you in the kitchen, and then they would leave, because that's what you do. There was a couple who, like, drugged themselves out of her bedroom, flopped down on my freaking couch, and tried to watch TV. Get out! You don't live here!
Oh, my God. That would be awful.
And because me, after a night of clubbing, drinking all of the drink, getting home at 3 a.m., I am awake at 6:30. I'm hungry. So I'd be awake and in the kitchen, and like Drunky McDoing his pants up, like plops down on the couch. And get out! Yes, that's how it went.
I don't believe you that you yelled at him.
I yelled at least 3 of them.
I just don't believe you.
Ask Holly about
I'll
Glenn.
have to. Because I don't believe you.
He was her friend, so I was nice for a little bit longer. But then I was like...
See how the story's changing?
No, he's only one of them.
You're changing the story.
He was sitting there.
You're changing the story.
He was sitting there and he wouldn't leave.
Don't change the story.
I'm going to hit you with my water bottle.
Don't change the story.
I'm not. I'm just telling you about a different dude. So, because he was Holly's friend and she brought him home...
Uh-huh.
We let him stay a little longer. I was less mean to him. Until he's, like, snoring away in the bowl chair. And it's, like, 1 PM. I flipped the bowl chair. I flipped it. I just went over and I was, like, nudge, because my old bowl chair was a little bit rickety. And it flipped, and he ended up with his ass in the air and his face on the ground. Got all embarrassed and left.
You're bad. You're really bad.
Thank you. I used to be mean.
Hello, beautiful, pretty girl. What are you doing over there?
She's mad because I locked her out of the bedroom.
Oh. Is that why she's looking at you like you're her next meal?
She is not. She's looking at the yuck dog with that look.
She's blinking those eyes. It usually means she's thinking bad thoughts.
Yeah, maybe she'll pee on the beanbag chair again.
She promises to only do that when you're sitting on it.
This cat, though, she's definitely still a stray at heart.
Yes, she is.
The other morning, she was playing with the beanbag chair, so she was, like, pouncing on it, and she was attacking it, like there was something in there that she wanted to eat. And then, like, 10 minutes later, I look over, and she's in the crouched, I'm taking a pee position on the beanbag. Had to yell. Cat.
Poor kitty. She's a sweetheart. Anyway, I think that it's time to go.
Okay.
Because you're out of roommates.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely out of roommates.
You didn't have any, like, pre-marriage roommates that were crazy?
No.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't have to have any roommates.
Huh. Lucky you.
You know, I paid $350 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment.
Uh-huh.
And I was making that much per week as a manager.
Ah.
So.
Guess you were a lucky one. No more crazy roommates then.
Nope.
The Fog was the craziest roommate.
As far as actually certifiably lunatic, yes.
Yes.
The others were just weird.
Yes.
They had weird rules and...
The Fog could have a diagnosis.
Yes.
Of, like, bipolar lunacy. Because his moods did swing very hard.
You know, there is one we should talk about because it was a almost roommate situation. So when I was trying to get out of the trailer park roommate situation, there was a lady who had contacted me once before and then didn't have the heart to throw her kids out. Contacted me to tell me that, they're about to evict her from her space and that she's done. She wants her kids out, so she wants to rent it to me, and we can have the whole entire
trailer,
3-bedroom trailer, and that everybody, that we were all excited because we would all each have a room, and all of us, it had a nice, good-sized kitchen, bigger than this kitchen.
Even I was excited.
Yeah. Like, it would look like it would be, something good, Then I give her the money for the deposit, and I'm supposed to go sign the lease papers. When I go over there's construction going on.
Oh, dear.
And I'm like, what the hell? And they took 2 of the bedrooms and, split them up in half.
Yeah.
And then she was like, my kids are going to stay living there.
And you're going to get these teeny tiny shoebox rooms.
And you're going to pay
all the
rent. And I was like, no, I'm not. And I informed her that she would be returning my money immediately.
You should have charged her.
Which she did.
For all the keys that you had cut as well.
Yeah.
Since she was basically trying to scam you. You could have added her to the list of scammers when we talked about scammers that one day.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, the hell did she think? I was going to be stupid and do that?
Well, clearly.
But, hey, didn't work for her, did it?
That's why she collected the money before she told you about it.
Didn't work for her, though, did it?
Nope.
And that's how I ended up here.
Here's much nicer.
Yeah, yes. I think so.
And it's not a trailer.
No.
Which has benefits.
Yes.
Like not being 10 zillion degrees all of the time.
Yeah. It pretty much is the problem.
But yeah, I think that's the extent of our crazy roommates.
All right, well, don't forget to go check out patreon.com/Michael Mahoney. We just put up a really nice chatting episode that is free, and normally you'd have to be at the $10 a month level. So we'll check that out and see what you think.
Bye, everyone.
Hasta la bye-bye. Hey, this is Mike, and I just wanted to tell you that if you enjoyed the show, and I truly hope you did, you can subscribe on iTunes or Google Play and not miss a single episode. But if you happened to miss an episode and you didn't find it on Google Play or iTunes for some reason, you could go to our website, which is thenightly.rant.wordpress.com.